Two museums, same game, same budget, same exhibits. Only one makes much more money. Let's find out why. This is a museum disaster. Visitors are bunching right up at the entrance. There's only one gift shop right at the front door, and the flow is just a bit all over the place. Now, this museum is making money, however it could make a lot more money, so we're going to tear it down and start fresh. We have a lot to build in this episode, and the first decision we're actually going to make is not probably what you were thinking. I know, you'll probably want to throw in those exhibits straight away, but actually we're planning from the inside out. We've got quite a bit of money built up in reserve and we're going to use it. But as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using the same exhibits, the same buildings, just with a slight tweak to the layout. So what we're doing first of all is one of my best tips I've provided in the past, which is staff only areas and staff corridors. So what I mean by this is all of our staff have got places to be, they've got things to do, and we need to ensure they're as efficient as possible. So how we go about that? First of all, we put all the staff areas all in one place, all in the centre. That way, if the staff needs to get from one end of the museum all the way to the other, they don't have to go round the big old loop round the outside. They can cut straight through the middle. This is so much more efficient than what you may have been thinking, which was, I'll just put it where I think might be right and it might look good. This will still make your museum look fantastic. Think of it a bit like Disney. You don't ever see the staff areas, and this is what you want your museum to be like as well. After this, we're then focusing on the exhibits and the decorations. Now, one of my previous tips I've shared, which I will link in the description, is about your placement, and you want to make sure you're leaving about 2 squares round the exhibits, roughly speaking, to allow them to breathe. You want to make sure there's enough space for everyone to appreciate the exhibits, but also for all that decorating that you're likely going to be doing to ensure you are hitting the level 5 cap on each of the items. Now you will see that there is a lot of playing around, a lot of fiddling, and I'm trying to make it look like a real museum. That's why you'll see quite a lot of fencing. Now fencing is fantastic. You can stop your guests going where you don't want them to go. Now you need to be very mindful because staff also might not be able to go behind the fencing, but you could block it off entirely. You could put a little rose bush or a little bit of shrubbery in there, make it look absolutely pretty. I've done that actually in one of my other videos when I rebuilt the All Things Fantasy from that DLC in the past as well. Again, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because I do a lot of builds and I want to share more and more of my ideas for you, and I'd be really also interested for you to share your ideas with me because we are one big creator community and let's work this together. So the final thing I wanted to do here is look at just putting some basic decoration down, nothing fancy, but also only things which are naturally within the Arty-Facts DLC. So you'll see we're using a bit of the industry kind of pylons, but again nothing fancy, nothing major, and you'll see how quickly we actually get it up to that level 5 rated. Well, I'll be honest, it didn't actually take as long as I thought. This was our old museum. As a layout, a full layout, it doesn't look too bad. But this is our new museum. We've utilised a little bit more space, but you see how everything works so much nicer. The guests are going to naturally flow all the way around and take the time to visit all the gift shops, all the cafeterias. They're going to stay for longer and spend so much more money while you're at it. So with that in mind, couple of key things you can take away from this. Use the space as much as you can. Don't bunch it all up in one area. You've got a lot of space, so use it. You can always put down walls to block off areas you do not want your guests to go, and that way you can expand naturally. But also, when you do get quite a bit of money, which you will naturally do not be afraid to bulldoze and start again. It's so much fun to do that, and this is what this game is designed to do. They wouldn't have put down that icon symbol, you know, the one I'm going to say, in order for you to totally destroy your museum, because that's where all the fun is. Now, if you remember earlier, I shared how the previous museum performed, and I made a bit of a bold statement. I said that I reckon this new museum is going to do better. Now remember, we've got the same amount of gift shops and cafeterias. All I've done is I've halved the items in one of the rooms, and I've split it with the other one. That way it's still a fair comparison. We're still using all the same exhibits. Everything is all exactly the same. The only difference being is the layout, the design, and the placement of all of our lovely exhibits. So let's have a look. How did both of them compare? On the left hand side is our new one. On the right is the old. Look at that, nearly double the profit. You might want to pause the video there and go back to kind of have another look. But guys, there you have it. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you leave us a like. Make sure you comment down below. And we will see you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.